Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. If this is the first mainline video where I actually am using my new skin. So I do hope you guys enjoy, but I want to show you guys just a lot of the world updates. We have a squid farm now. Is it pretty? Absolutely not. But it's functional. And best of all, if we go right down here, oh yeah, we got the high quality staircase. We can actually see it is working well for squids galore. But let's go up here. And this design was posted by Shulkercraft. So shout out to Shulkercraft, as I totally copied their design. But one thing I wanted to go over the design. So if we come down here, this is actually, so the squids come here and then this water either slowly pushes them down or they fall and then they get damaged and die. That's where the minecart comes and picks up everything that they drop. But originally, this was obviously a river. And originally the rates were really bad. It was only like a stack of squidding per hour. And with my next build, I don't know exactly how many, but probably like, I gotta guess like 200 stacks. So obviously that wasn't gonna work out. Like I just need way too many things. So I ended up clearing in the same radius, and you can see squid spawn immediately once I leave the radius. But with that being said, I needed to clear out all of this water here. And I'm eventually going to redesign all this. So I'm going to cover all this and build something here. And then, of course, we have the squid farm. And the design called for it to be glass, but I actually don't think it needs to be glass. If we come over this way, we can actually see, yeah, I had to clear out a lot of water. And this was deep. But you know what the absolute worst part about this was it this one? No, it was one over. It was, yeah, this one. This was all filled with water down here. So this whole cavern, I know it looks small and I had to get into all the crevices and everything, just trying to fill this with air instead of water. But let's get out of here. If you're looking at the video title, sure, this is about my squid farm, but I also have a bunch of other build updates. So this is my little AFK area, and this you can actually see a lot better of what exactly I did. So cleared all the water here, squid farms here, and there. That is my central station for my high-speed, or not really a central station, but one of my stations for my high-speed rail, which we can actually take back to my base. So let's go ahead and do that. Shouldn't be two boats, but I'll leave that one. In my last video, you saw this tower. Apologies for the lag. But what you didn't see is if I come over this way, and this is another new addition, is the wheat here. So I realized around my base, it ends up getting a little bit ugly. So I added just a whole bunch of wheat farms. And if we fly this way, you can see that, yeah, it just looks a lot nicer. And then I have some plans to build some sort of statue or something here. Nothing too complicated, but making it look nice. And the other thing I did is I added this bridge. This bridge keeps with the same design. And this one is a more direct path from my chest and storage system over to my mob farm. This is also a video if you guys would like to go watch. I do highly recommend it. This is one of the most popular videos on my channel, so if you haven't seen this, go watch it. This is a creation beyond all creations, and this was actually designed by myself. But if we come on back this way, there's a few more things that I wanted to show you guys. So coming up this way, you notice, oh wait, hang on. I knew that the top speeds for high-speed rail But what's this one for? Well, I will show you, because that is another form of transit to help me get around my base a little bit quicker. And if we come here, we can take it. So I built this design so that way it always stops at each station, and it's just acting as one big loop. Because I have one other rail system, and then this enters the subway going this direction. Now, if you haven't watched all my videos, which I have a feeling most of you haven't, you might be wondering where this is actually going to. So that was my base, and now we're seem to be leaving my base and going further and further away. And where this is actually taking us is my subway station. My main subway station, or what was supposed to be the subway station. Where this is my old line. It still works, of course. But this was the line that I designed a while ago. And then it's just the bricks. And then this is my station, which this was a video. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend going to watch it. But let's take this back, because this brings us all the way back to my base again. So this is basically like under the statue, and then this brings me back to the base. But furthermore, if we continue going this way, that's not the end of the line. It actually goes a little bit further. And in fact, I plan on extending this line quite far. So this is overlooking the new Blackstone Village here. And this brings us directly into our skyscraper. Which, if you look around in here, this might look a little bit more complete than when you last saw it. We got numbers and we got some signs. But I want to show you something that took way longer than I would have hoped. So let's go. Armor and Chance level 1. Let's head on up here. And boom. I know the aesthetics are not great of this room. This is not really my style, let's just say. But with that being said, I am slowly working on getting every single enchantment in the game. So we have Aqua Affinity, Depth Strider, Frostwalker, and of course these are all the maximum levels that they can be, like Fire Protection 4, Unbreaking 3, Thorns 3, Respiration 3. So these are all the max levels. Obviously not this one. I've only been able to get Protection 3 so far. But with all that being said, is this entire tower going up is going to be like my enchanters. So obviously this is like the armoring room, and I really am just struggling with the aesthetics of it. I almost think like these rooms are too big. I want them to be a little bit smaller, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to do. So I'm a little bit disappointed in the tower, but it does serve a purpose already. If I need armor or unbreaking enchantments, I can get them here. So, but I believe there's just one more thing that I wanted to show you guys. So if we drop down here, this brings us back to the first level, and of course we hop back onto our minecart. Oh boy, going the wrong way, going the wrong way. There we go. Alright. Hopping back on our minecart, going back to the base. Just with a beautiful sunset. That's not a bad view at all. Normally, my render distance is a little bit further, but I've been dealing with some lag issues. So let's get off here and go down into my chest room, which might be going, why am I going down there? That's not very exciting. Because this chest room, it's old, it's a little bit outdated, you know. Oh, wow, that just spawned in front of my eyes. But, you know, I've been experimenting with some copper items and the shelves, and, you know, I got all my little copper golems here, and they're doing all good. Oh, gold. But if I come this way, and once again, apologies for the lag. There's nothing I can do about it without buying a new computer. And then we come over this way, you might have noticed, oh wow, there's a few more chests. Oh, but there's a hole in the ground. Oh yeah, we're expanding big time here. So this is going to be, hopefully, let me say it again, hopefully the next video. But what's important to note here is I hollowed all of this out by hand because I didn't want to destroy this structure here, where this was very important not to destroy to me because it looks very, very nice. Then if I come out here, this is actually like the bottom of the trench. But this is not where the floor to my new storage system is going to be. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. The floor, this is actually just part of the design. I'm going to be doing a Starry Night design for the floor and building a new and improved chest room. And of course, we're going to have access to, like, so you can come down here and walk around here. Because I want, like, if I need extra rooms or something, I want to be able to, like, leave my chest room and then, like, come over here and hop in a shop or something. So with that being said, this is actually already a functional room, which I have built. And this is my crystal farm. So I keep accidentally destroying crystals, like the actual blocks itself, and I can't really get those back. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, this is my crystal farm. But with that being said, there's just one last thing I need to do before the video is over. Alright, and if you're new here, this is my YouTube garden, where every single video I take a comment, or multiple comments, and I say thank you. So, we will put this sign here, Forever World, episode 14. So, I want to thank Colby017, so Colby /07T. Hopefully you aren't a bot. But anyways, I want to say thank you for your comment. You said on my latest video, keep grinding my guy. Love the video. I'd like to do a big armor room somewhere in the tower. I don't know if you got any already, but this is my first bid and I'm going to be watching my guy. Keep at it. Anyways, I want to say thank you for the comment. It was very, very kind of you. And it made my day. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see y'all later.